343 Industries' latest entry into the Halo franchise is here, or at least the multiplayer portion is, with the campaign launching soon on December 8th. But until then, all we have to play is the multiplayer. So how is it? Was it worth the 6-year wait for the newest Halo multiplayer? Well, I can confidently say this is one of the most fun games I have ever played. The gunplay, weapon variety, vehicle sandbox, map design, and equipment all meld together to create a really unique and fun experience. All of the combat sandbox works together to ensure every match of Halo Infinite plays out different and ensures there are many viable strategies to win every game. Some personal favorites of mine are the new shot grenades, the new Mangler weapon, which feels like a super powerful hand cannon, sorta similar to the Combat Evolved pistol, the thruster pack, which is basically the thruster Spartan ability from Halo 5, but it's an on-map pickup, and the grappling hook, which I don't think really needs any explanation. Each of these items, along with all of the other things available within the game that I did not mention, have many different nuances and strategies which players can take advantage of in order to dominate the battlefield. Additionally, while it is only the first few days of the game's release, the sandbox feels pretty balanced with no crazy overpowered outliers which ruin games. Also, I really enjoy the ranking system of the competitive side of Infinite because it rewards both personal performance and winning. In other words, you need to win and you need to do good in the match in order to rank up, and the main advantage to this is that it does not punish players if they have bad teammates, as long as they also perform good. While a player might not be able to rank up with bad teammates, they won't be punished for it either, which in my opinion is a good trade-off. This system alone has made my ranked grind a super enjoyable time. All in all, I can say that I've been having a blast these first few days, but that does not mean this game does not have any huge problems, because essentially as soon as I'm out of a match, the game becomes one of the worst in the series. My first main issue with the game is that it has a terrible progression system. It takes forever to unlock the small amount of armor that is in this game, and once you do so, you're so restricted on how you can combine and equip the pieces that you do unlock that you can't even change your color. In fact, depending on your armor, you don't even have the same color options. To put in perspective how badly I view the progression, monetization, and customization systems in this game, I would prefer if 343 just went back to the rec pack system from Halo 5 over the current system we have in Infinite. At least in Halo 5, I could realistically unlock items without having to drop money on the game, and I was actually capable of choosing the color I desired. Additionally, the game is very low on maps. It launched with only 3 big team battle maps and 7 arena maps and no forge mode to make custom maps available to alleviate the lack of content. Speaking of a lack of content, this game launched with fewer game modes than Halo 5, which was lambasted for its overall lack of content. In fact, Halo 5's lack of modes at launch is one of the biggest reasons attributed to its failure to retain a player base. Because by the time Halo 5 had been updated to feature all of the content expected from a Halo game, most players had moved on from the game to other things. And while Halo 5 took a few months to add major features such as Forge and Infection, 343 said to not expect any big content updates until Season 2 and beyond. Season 2, by the way, is in May. So, in other words, unless 343 surprise drops some content on us, we will not have Forge, Co-op, Infection, SWAT, King of the Hill, Griffball, or Fiesta until May at the earliest. And again, Halo 5 was missing many of these same pieces of content, but at least Halo 5 was doing monthly updates throughout its entire first year of release that added many of these missing features. And for the player base to not expect any of these until May at the earliest, I think is going to lead to some big problems with the longevity of the player base of this game. Also, to take a step back and focus on the content that we actually do have right now in Infinite, why are the only options Quick Play, Big Team Battle, or Ranked? I was looking forward to this game because I wanted a chill arena game where I could just relax and play Slayer. But no, because in 343's Infinite Wisdom, they decided to bundle all of the modes into only 3 playlists. So now I have to spend half my time playing oddball with teammates who don't seem to understand they have to pick up the ball to score. And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against oddball, but I just don't want to play it when I'm trying to play Slayer, Capture the Flag, or Strongholds, or really anything. In other words, 343 Industries fucked up an aspect of the game which has been perfectly fine since Combat Evolved 20 years ago. and was in my opinion perfected by 343 themselves in the Master Chief Collection, where 343 let players queue up into a variety of modes of the individual players choosing at once. And while many players have noticed the same problems I have, they are quickly shot down in online discussions under the pretense that we are just playing a beta, and that since the game is free to play, we should have different expectations. This defense of Halo Infinite that it is still in a beta is very flawed, mainly because by 343's own admission, what we currently have is the content-complete version of Infinite's multiplayer. Everything from maps and playlists to the customization and progression systems are all currently in the game in the same fashion that they will be on the official launch day of the game. This doesn't mean that 343 won't change their game or that they are against changing it, but it does mean that we as a player base need to be vocal about our issues with the game. And to address the idea that since the game is free, 343 should be able to charge whatever for customization, I entirely disagree with this sentiment. Now, because the game is free to play, instead of paying $60 for a product which has all of the customization available to be unlocked in a fun grind, I have to pay at least $100 just for the customization items in the store on day one, not even all of the customization items in total. So, to summarize, we waited 6 years for a game with less content than Halo 5 at launch, some of the worst monetization in the Halo franchise's history, and no sign that the issues will be fixed anytime soon. In other words, at the very big risk of sounding arrogant, Halo Infinite fell for the live service game trap that I discussed in a video almost a year ago titled Halo Infinite Should Worry You. Essentially, Halo Infinite launched missing major features and content under the guise that it will be released in the future. Is the future a few weeks, a few months, over a year from now? Honestly, I bet for certain features and content 343 doesn't even know. But thankfully, Halo Infinite at its core is a very fun game to play, and 343 are very active in addressing feedback about the game, which are the main issues that determine if a game is fun and has longevity. So hopefully 343 should be able to either fix or outline plans to fix some of the biggest issues in the game. Personally for me, I want 343 to allow us to select individual game modes to play, make armor coatings and armor pieces in general able to be equipped across all armor cores, and swap from a challenge-based XP system to a performance-based system where things such as medals and kills give players XP bonuses, with challenges being an additional method to gain additional XP. But those are just my solutions to Halo Infinite's problems, so what do you think? Do you have the same problems I do, and if you do, how would you suggest fixing them? Also, if you liked this video and want to see more like it, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, goodbye.